A closer examination of the story of Mary and her husband Joseph. Who really is Mary, and who really is Joseph? I've stated in a previous video that Ra was killed and eaten, and his soul was assimilated into the Shemite or Semite species. This is how the female aspect of God sent the male aspect of God into the Shemite or Semites to reform them, to become human, which is a failed endeavor. The aspect of the story of Mary, and who told her what, is the main key to figuring out what really happened. The Roman Catholic Church, who subjugated the scriptures, didn't leave much to go on, but enough to do the job. Here is what really happened. God does not need anyone to fulfill God's will, at all whatsoever. This begs the question, why in Luke does an angel show up to Mary, and tell her what she will do in the future? Why not God, without the help of an angel? Is Mary beneath Moses? Moses got special face-to-face treatment from God. Why not Mary? Why an angel? Not just any angel, Angel Gabriel. Why him? These are all suspected aspects of the story that absolutely no one questions. Just as an oppressive force would like it. That reminds me of all the studies of Roman history and their cruelty towards others, and how they get their way, and keep their way by force, and without question. In Luke 1 verse 26, Gabriel is sent by God. Which God? Luke 1 verse 27 shows whom is targeted, which bloodline, because that bloodline holds authority that is being targeted for theft. The house of David, namely David himself, the only way to steal from David is by Joseph. Luke 1 verse 28 shows Gabriel boasting, but offers absolutely no details at all to what was being said, or was going to be said, but it did show one thing, how Gabriel was extremely excited about something. Luke 1 verse 29 shows that Mary had an adverse reaction to the words Gabriel told her, but went along with it anyways. Because, when you are promised something, like being made into an icon that people will bow to in the future, it becomes apparent what Mary was agreeing to, and what her reward, that turned her on, was, to be worshipped. Luke 1 verse 30 shows that Mary was scared, and Gabriel was trying to calm her down, because she had just been pitched a spot in a high-profile crime, and was very worried about getting caught. That's what verse 30 is showing. Luke 1 verse 31 shows that Gabriel even knew who was the main target, that is Messiah, because once Messiah is moved out of the way, there will be nothing stopping Gabriel from attacking the Father himself, directly. What Gabriel told Mary was this: Mary is to either ply Joseph with a sleeping agent, or wait until he is asleep. From there Mary is to place the genitals of Joseph in her mouth, and facilitate fluid transfer into her mouth. From there, Gabriel told Mary to spit from her mouth into her hand, and place it on her genitals. From there she would get pregnant, and it would be baby Messiah, which would grant Mary and her Roman bloodline authority over the earth and its people. This is why the Vatican is in Italy, and not in China. Had Mary been Chinese, and did the suck spit and rub trick on her vagina with Joseph, then the Vatican would be in China. This is the left out information that made Mary very scared, because she feared getting caught, knowing who Joseph really is. Mary also kept her mouth shut as to who Joseph really is, because she had to know, otherwise why did she keep her mouth shut and go along with Gabriel's crimes? The Messiah can only come from God, or the male aspect of God, the Father, and that is Joseph. He's 1/4 of God Ra, the other 3/4 are Isaac, Solomon, and David. Messiah is the soul of Ra, and without the soul, one cannot think. The perfect way to keep Ra in exile: force his soul into a flesh body, and kill him so they can rule the earth and all its people. The one thing Gabriel wanted to do was a magic trick, by showing that Mary could get pregnant by some invisible non-contacting force, would give them mental power over people, to prevent them from finding the Father, and keeping God away from everyone on earth, and Gabriel by Mary is the gatekeeper. Gabriel wishes to be in place of God, so God can never interact directly with his children, ever. If you look hard enough, you will see Gabriel in play in this world, in your day-to-day life. Deprivation of parental rights is seen here fractally within the United States court system, where judges who have no respect of God deprive people of their children for their day-to-day job. What a system Satan has set up: pay taxes to the very people who will take away your rights. The same thing is occurring with Gabriel's actions, using someone as an accomplice to a very high-profile crime that spans thousands of years. This all stems from Gabriel and Satan's drive to want to rule over Ra and his wife, and sexually enslave their children, as they are now. What plagues online news sites? Sex trafficking stories. Who do you think is the most sex-trafficked people on earth? Martians? Saturnians? Or the Earthlings? Now you know what the Immaculate Conception really is, the imperfect deception. By telling the world that Mary got pregnant, by wireless connection from God, cuts off Joseph from being the father and the Pope, and hands that authority right over to Satan. That's whom Gabriel serves, that's who's inside the Roman Catholic Vatican Church, Satan. Satan seeks authority over all, and most of all, God himself, Ra. It's not a mystery how Mary did it. The Planned Parenthood website displays information showing how a female with intact hymen can get pregnant from direct physical contact and fluid transfer without penetration. If history truly does repeat, and these words you are hearing are heretical in any way, then Mary should be in the news, pretty soon pregnant, without any contact from anyone, and Messiah will be born to her. If my words are true, Mary will be with anyone but Joseph, and there won't be any Messiahs born from her, and that means the Roman Catholic authority of the earth will come to an end, by God's will. What a time to be alive, how exciting to know these things are in play right now. When two people copulate and produce offspring, that is the marriage engagement, and the offspring are the marriage certificate by God, as you are made one flesh by your offspring, since they have half of their DNA from both parents. To divorce, the offspring must be put to death, till death do us part. But the woman has the man's DNA still inside her spinal fluid and will remain there for her lifetime, so if she remarries, she is committing adultery. Divorce truly is never final unless the offspring and both parents die. This is why everyone but Noah's family died on the earth. Earth got divorced from heaven or Ra, and married Saturn, Mars, and had a baby, Earth's moon, which came from Mars. Since Moses, or Noah, or Aries conned Earth into divorcing heaven, or Ra, and Earth found out that Aries, Satan, and Gabriel, and their people are all nothing and less than nothing, she is divorcing them. This is the whole reason behind the book of Revelation. Before Catholics were called Catholics, they were called Romans. Before they were called Romans, they were called Babylonians. The book of Revelation is about wiping Babylon off the earth forever. If there is no repeat of history, and Mary does not push out a Messiah soon, the entire Roman population of Earth is going to be made extinct, and Earth will remarry Ra. That's what Revelation is about. The efforts of Mary were in vain, and their theft is against the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not steal. Those who steal from Ra will lose everything they have. Look at the late David Wilcock, he pretended to be Ra, and stole from Ra, then blew his brains out. For the wages of sin are death, and the Roman Catholic Babylonian Church owes Joseph, since they are unwilling to pay up. The book of Revelation will occur. This is what Mary feared the most, getting caught. She knows what the punishment for sin and her theft is, but it's very easy to listen to bad influence when it tells you that everything is okay, and no one is going to stop the theft, let alone hold Gabriel, Mary, Satan, Aries, and the entire Roman Catholic Babylonian species to account. In summary, Mary is a whore and thief. And no, this does not take away from Messiah and who he is. He just happened to be born to a piece of shit, and that doesn't make him a piece of shit. In my next video I'll tell you exactly what they did to Messiah, that the Roman Catholic Church is too scared to tell you because they want to be in authority over you. If you knew what they really did to Messiah, people might just beg God to destroy them yesterday. Mary never loved Joseph, or she would not have stolen sperm from Joseph and lied to the world that she got pregnant without him. For the wages of sin is death, and Mary is a sinner. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I don't really care if you do. There'll be more videos to come.